Okay, so I'm Fernando from UPC. I can, okay. I'm sharing my screen now, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, so uh, this is the wallet application, the wallet desktop application. And the current version is very focused on providing an API so all the services can use it for the authentication. In the process, the first thing you have to do is to create a wallet that is, as Alexandro said, is a set of keys that you can use to identify yourself in the system. So the first thing you have to do is to put the wallet name, for example, first wallet, and click to add. Here we can see a drop down with the wallet supported. This is done to support the hardware wallet in the future, but currently we only have a hierarchically deterministic software wallet programmed here. So I choose this one and I click to add, and this asks me a password that will be used to encrypt all the data of the wallet. So only me is able to access to the wallet. So I put a password, and then as it is a hierarchically deterministic wallet, it asks me a mnemonic. I can just click enter to generate a random mnemonic. Mnemonics are seeds to generate the keys. So as all the demo is all the data is already prepared, I will use this mnemonic. So I get always the same keys, and it's easier to show the how it works. So I paste this mnemonic here, and it asks me if it's everything okay. So I click yes, and I have now my first wallet. The next thing you have to do is to add identities. This is the second application here, is identities. And as we can see on the list, we don't have any identity now. In the future, there will be buttons to create the identities here, but as I previously said, we are very focused on the API. So now we cannot create the identities on the interface. So what I have to do is to go to the Swagger UI of the wallet, because this application starts a server locally, so any application can connect to it. So the first thing is to create an identity with this post. The only parameter we support now is to put an alias to identify this identity. I will put identity1, and if I execute it, we can see that the first identity appeared here. And if we click there, we can see all the information of this identity. We can see the associated DID, and we can see that there are currently no resources. Resources on the current version are only verifiable credentials that will be used to ensure that this client have a specific role, for instance, consumer or provider, data provider. And the next thing we can do on the wallet is we can also list the identities or select or query the wallet to select an identity. For instance, we can select an identity, and we can specify the reason or leave it blank. And if we select my new identity one, if we click here, the response is the DID of this identity. We also have the resource management. We can add resources to the identities. And here I have a verifiable credential saying that this my identity one is a consumer. So I can add this information here and execute it. And now it's asking me if I want to add this identity on my wallet. And it's telling me that it is a consumer verifiable credential. So I click yes, and this adds inside my wallet my first resource, that is a verifiable credential that claims that I am a consumer. And the last operation we can do is to create a selective disclosure. Selective disclosures are signed requests that can be used to query the wallet for a specific set of verifiable credentials. So if I use this selected disclosure that I previously generated, this selected disclosure, we can see that is telling the wallet to give a claim of consumer. So we can see here that it's asking the user to send a claim with type consumer. So I can now execute this query again, the selected disclosure query. And the first thing it asks me for a credential to identify. I can use my identity one. Then I can, it's telling me that someone wants to verify that I'm a consumer. So I can click to continue. And finally, I have to sign the request to verify that I'm the owner of this key. So I sign it. And the response is a verifiable presentation containing my verifiable claim. So anyone can use my DID to verify that I'm the owner of this information, so I can properly authenticate. And this is all from the wallet application. And I return back the speech to Martin, I think, or Alessandro. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.